like lots of folks, we like to spend time on Craigslist and thrift stores and antique malls looking for cool and interesting items like this shirt, but then also interesting coffee gear. And every once in a while we find some things that we just want to do a little show and tell with you. Sometimes they're awesome, sometimes they're not, but they're still fun to talk about. I was really excited to get my hands on this kind of classic Aladdin plaid coffee travel set. And I've seen these online and in thrift stores, but rarely have I been able to get them all together. And this is something that, like I said, you can find readily available, but there's something to watch out for on these, and I'll get to that in a second. But these went through various stages, and you can still even get these brand new as kind of a retro looking thing. Originally I believe that these were metal with this print, then they were plastic, but in a lot of different times came with this cool bag. And this this is something I really want to get my hands on, and this is the real material. You can also get these where it's kind of a printed material, but this is the one that actually had the real plaid on it, so I was really happy to get my hands on this. So normally these came with 2 thermoses or hot food containers, and then kind of a lunchbox piece that went in the middle. I was also able to pick up one that has a different attachment on top, has a different piece. Instead of just a cap that screws on, it's an air pot top. So it just screws on here, and you can pump the coffee out of that. And so I got my hands on one of those too. So word of warning, when you're looking at these, they're usually pretty well built. As long as the glass isn't broke, it works. However, right in the top is a washer that sits, or a gasket that sits on top of here. And if these are going to leak, that's where it happens. If they're old enough or have been dry for too long, these things get old and brittle, and then it just leaks coffee out the bottom. So be careful with those. Now, I have not been able to find replacements. I've checked the local hardware stores, and I've not been able to find a gasket that looks quite like this. I've spent some time online looking, but if you happen to know where I can get my hands on some new gaskets for these, I would love to find out. So you can do that via comment or even a video reply if you have any information where we can get these new gaskets, because this is such a cool set to take if you're headed out to a sports event or something like that. And we're happy to fill these at Benetti's anytime. So until then, we'll see you in the shop.